first frame of Jeremy's new video titled, "He Accidentally Admitted It." Who?
Well, it looks like the world's little beauty boy, their little socialist poster child.
The world's beauty boy? This must be a Hasan video.
The fake communist that, the New York Times and every mainstream media outlet has.
Jeremy is already out of breath. We're 15 minutes into this thing.
Put on their cover talking about how based and cool he is. The guy that China flew out to ball wash for them. The guy that Cuba flew out to ball wash for him.
Ball wash. I think there's a lot of jealousy in Jeremy against men who live the life he wishes he could be living. I think this is something inherent in him, and I'm just now noticing it. Did he lose his teeth or something? What's happening? Why does he look like this?
He is in huge trouble and actually may legitimately be facing prison. I know that there's a lot of, clickbait, he's going to prison stuff going on, but I have in this video what looks like evidence that could actually put him in jail.
Okay, dude. I didn't watch it. Has he even been served yet? I have no idea. Nick Shirley did, in fact, go to a banned hotel, though. So Nick Shirley should be getting subpoenaed pretty soon for going to Cuba. And actually breaking the law, which I think is very stupid, by the way. Banning certain hotels in Cuba for calling them fucking terrorists or something.
And I think that his meltdown that has been going on online is leading to that. Hasan Piker looks shaken on stream as feds probe Cuba trip, and Jasmine Crockett won't stop gloating.
Jasmine? I didn't see Hasan melt down at all. I didn't see him look shaken either. I think a lot of people, this is a New York Post article, so obvious dog slop. But I feel like these guys really want Hasan to fail in a way that is doing the opposite PR for him. All the guys that suck hate Hasan, and everyone who's pretty cool likes him, and all the politicians who are good like him. And it's this is Streisand affecting, I think, to a big degree.
Didn't she get voted out?
Yep.
Ain't nobody care about Jasmine Crockett?
I guess he's doing a black scent in the first minute of this video. Cool, man. TheQuartering's really falling the fuck off, isn't he? I mean, even for him, it's getting pretty low effort.
Anybody care about that ghetto fake politician?
As you can see, a lot of these white boys lived in fear of the language that they were using for a while, and it's taken 10 years, but now even little soft boy Jeremy is starting to basically just say full out fucking racial slurs every day. Whenever wokeness retakes the country, and it will shortly, we should stamp these motherfuckers into the ground. I actually would think it would be hilarious to see them all button up and play the game immediately, lose all of this fake conviction they have over these political opinions that they're just following the fucking MAGA train down a hill on. For a fact that if he can't get away with it anymore, he won't even try. And it's oh man, if this political opinion really lived that close to your heart, you would sacrifice your ad revenue for the ability to talk about that stuff.
Far left streamer Hasan Piker has been visibly rattled by the federal investigation into whether his jaunt to Cuba back in March violated U.S. sanctions. This isn't great. Piker bluntly told his audience about the probe on Sunday. I mean, it's bullish, but still not great on they're after your boy. They're up my rear end. Yes, free.
They're up my rear end. Do you see what I mean? He's willing to say borderline racial slurs because he can kind of get away with it, because AI or whatever that monitors these videos don't really get it. But he's a green light away from just saying N-words. He would love it.
Free me. The 34-year-old riffed in response to a comment that flashed on his feed. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm about to be seemingly made an example of. Well, if he didn't break any laws, he doesn't have anything to worry about. And again, I've got some evidence that doesn't look good for him, so stick around. Over the weekend, Fox News reported that the feds...
Stick around. Call to action. Like and subscribe, okay? Stick through to the end of this video. Do not click off. There's more to come.
Subpoenaed Piker and Code Pig Code founder Medea Benjamin over the trip to the communist island 90 miles off the coast of Florida.
The communist island.
Left-wing Representative Jasmine Dumb Crockett.
Jasmine. Why does he say it like that? Why are you calling anyone else dumb? Look, I don't like Jasmine Crockett either. She's an AIPAC shill. She loves Israel and she loves their money. But, like, why don't you like her? Because she's black. She's black and doesn't like Donald Trump. That is 2 fucking strikes, buddy. Calling Jasmine Crockett left-wing is hilarious, though. She's a center-right figure, essentially, who only sees social justice in terms of, like, what would serve her specifically. Like, it's not about other people, obviously.
Added salt to Piker's wounds by reposting a video mocking, needling him for declining to vote for former President Kamala Harris in 2024. Oh, Kamala Harris would have protected him, for sure.
Would she have? I don't know. Liberals are pretty bad about this Cuba thing. He literally voted for Kamala? What the fuck? So did I. And I would again. Couldn't get enough people to do it with me. I don't blame him, really. I'm not surprised.
I mean, Kamala would have never, Threads user, don't really care, chided Piker in the video.
Talk your shit, Nene.
To which Crockett reacted with side-eye emojis. That's what you get for telling people to vote third party or not vote at all.
I suppose that's what Israel shill Jasmine Crockett has to say, right? She can't say why there were calls for voting third party or not voting at all in the Kamala Harris election when Israel began their genocide against Palestinians. He didn't do that. You know who was doing that? Further left individuals. You know why no one makes this article about Mike from PA or something? Even though he's massively popular as like a sort of a Hasan waiting room in the morning. Very popular streamer. That guy was saying that kind of stuff. He was all over that. He might be the ringleader of that kind of thing. But he's just not as sexy, I guess. He's got luscious curls, though. Michael, Pennsylvania, I know.
The subpoenas for communications and other relevant documents came in response to an online rumor that Piker and his comrades stayed at a U.S.-sanctioned hotel in Havana, which it looks like he might have. Participants in the trip have denied that rumor. The Treasury Department declined to comment when asked about the post about the investigation.
Dude, Jasmine Crockett being excited that his son or whoever could get in trouble for going to Cuba to be nice to people in Cuba is like such a fucking liberal thing. They love that shit. Liberals are conservatives with lipstick on, essentially. They're a little bit nicer, like to your face, but I mean, they want right-wing outcomes for people they don't like.
The Treasury's Cuban assets control regulations place tight regulations on where you can stay, how you can spend money, all this kind of stuff. Well, here we have Hasan saying he's absolutely coping. Now, I'm sure he curses in this video. I try to keep the show family friendly, but
I try to keep the show family friendly. What family is watching this? What?
It looks like Sam finally got him.
I know usually at the work of rallying the orgs you support, but in case they try to bring you to court, you should definitely consider coordinating with orgs you've been pushing and try to publicly mobilize your community and not only your defense, but use yourself as an example that the admin is hunting down real pro-American voices like Medea. Show them that your emotion goes beyond.
Dude, his reading voice is so funny.
Being a Twitter power user that's buddies with Elon's exes. Dude.
The issue is Hasan Piker was never down for the cause.
What are you talking about? Why are you pretending that you can determine someone's genuine political advocacy? Jeremy Hambley, like for real. Come on. You don't have a political thought in your body. You have an allegiance to a team. You have heard the words they say, and so you repeat those words, but you couldn't from the ground up come up with the ideology you subscribe to. Like, you can't explain it to somebody without saying the words Donald Trump. You don't have a political ideology. None of you do. You're all just sort of flapping in the wind. Hasan really does. I may disagree with him sometimes even, but it's not that often. I mean, I feel like there's like a 95% overlap here or thereabouts. He has a chuddier past than I do. Way more edgy and cringe. He's doing the political advocacy in real life. He's working with politicians. There's campaigns. They're trying to cancel him because they're trying to not lose elections in the midterms. And so if they say, look, Hasan's a terrorist, you can't vote for the terrorist candidates. But he's just getting more famous.
He was down for the super chats. He was down for the making $75,000 a month off kids' parents' Amazon Prime subscriptions.
Why are you pretending that Hasan is filled with kids' Amazon Prime subscription guys and not huge whales dropping hundreds of subs all the time? He's literally projecting. Yeah, absolutely. Stop it. That's what they say about my audience, too. Rich uncles. It's always the same. They can't fathom that left-wing people do stuff together and hang out and like talk about things. Like it's just it must be all fake. It must be George Soros money, dude, for real. George has never cut me a fucking check.
If I was gay or something.
Rich bastard. There's a timeline somewhere where Hasan is on the presidential ticket. It feels like someone juicing a lemon on my teeth when I say it, but I can. He's not a. Was he born in the country? Was Hasan born here and then taken back? And then, yep. Oh, hell yeah. Do it. I don't care. Yeah. That'd be sick as fuck. So I like it as a counter to the Donald Trump thing. I don't think he has the temperament, actually, to be president, but I don't give a fuck. He has better temperament than anyone that's ever been president. Like, I think he personally would be agonized and very stressed to be in that position. And I don't think he would ever run, but I do think he could win because it would be easy for him. I don't think he realizes it. I don't think a lot of these guys realize it. Charlie Kirk realized it though.
He's not nearly as connected as people think, and that's what that laugh of desperation is actually about. There's nobody Hasan Piker can call.
What are you talking about? You don't think Hasan can call anybody? What?
That idiot Mamdani used him to campaign in New York City and then banned him from his after party.
Sometimes I welcome.
Banned Hasan from an after party? What are you talking about? Was he just not invited to an after party? He has AOC and Bernie on speed dial. I mean, he'll be fine.
Rotting for the rest of my life in a fucking federal penitentiary.
No, he
rather
doesn't.
than having to deal with long-term community members who have like unbelievably snide remarks even in this fucking moment. Like, what the fuck, dude? What? You're giving me advice on something that you don't know if I'm doing or not, okay? And then also you have to slap me with a fucking backhand and be like, all you technically do is just, hang out with Elon Musk's exes, dude.
That is true, though.
He did one stream. What do you mean all you do? Seems weird. Why are you saying that this is all he does? When Jeremy's job is to poorly read on the internet, to not have an opinion. He always just has whoever's opinion is on screen. He'll be like, oh, okay, well, this yeet post, I agree with the yeet. I agree with the haters. That's all you're here to do is go, yup, uh-huh. And he'll do that a few times. He'll read it and he'll go, yeah, well, I mean, and he won't say anything.
That's true. That's just true.
Any commentary?
Why don't you do some real
None whatsoever.
fucking organizing? Well, bitch, I did. Okay? And guess what? The government was like, we're throwing your ass in jail. Fuck you. Okay? What do you want me to do? Not an ideal way to add to your lore. I know. You can't pay for this kind of publicity, fam. Okay, guys, I'll be honest.
He's not worried. He doesn't care about that now. He doesn't want this. He does not want this heat.
Who does? Who's like, yes, can the government please irresponsibly indict random fucking people for not doing bad stuff? Huh? Yeah, that's bad? I'm not surprised he's a little stressed. I don't think he's crashing out, though. Jesus.
Or not to have this publicity, okay? If you think that this is just like...
Exactly.
It's good. I know some of you are looking for a silver lining in this situation, but this is not good, okay? There is no world where having to deal with like a federal case is actually a good moment.
He's right.
I would much rather not have to deal with this at all.
Yeah. This isn't a crash out. This is just an adult. He's just a whole adult.
Okay. Problem is the Dem leadership hates the left too. Yeah, but this is one of those moments where they actually do have to say something because they understand that, I mean, who knows? That, of course, is going to turn me into a major villain. It's Elon Musk's platform. He fucking despises me.
True.
Right? And these guys have seen it on their algorithms so much that they're defending the Trump administration. They're actively supporting the Trump administration, not just harming...
Talk about liberals again, by the way. Classic liberals. I want right-wing outcomes for people I don't like. That is liberalism.
Person that they perceive to be an enemy, but harming themselves. Because when I swing from the gallows, I won't be there alone.
He's not swinging.
Okay?
He's putting himself
Buddy, that's a quote.
on the gallows now. I mean, this
It's called a metaphor.
guy is, they're after your boy. He says, well, this is what happens when you LARP as a revolutionary.
Is that AI?
And here's some evidence that doesn't look good. All right. Then we're going to get to Asmongold laughing at him. This says,
We're going to get to Asmongold laughing at him? Oh, cool. Cool. I'm so excited for Asmongold's take. Please tell me.
here. It's from Apple Lamps, who does some good work. Hasan's own broadcast,
You're going to read the whole thing?
through the prosecution's work for it, he placed himself at a named military-owned hotel on both the prohibited accommodations list and the restricted list, describing handing cash to Cuban nationals while acknowledging the limits on doing so, and confirmed he understood the sanctions regime well enough to obtain a treasury clearance before going in the first place. He then recited the prohibition on funding government and military entities, disputed only the policy behind it, and announced he would disregard the restrictions outright on any return trip. The license he would lean on collapses on his own footage, where the schedule centers on state officials, regime solidarity messaging, and recreation
Do you mean recreation?
rather than the independent civil society contract. Statute 515.
Wowzers. He is having a really fucking hard time synthesizing information and repeating it.
That 474 demands.
Look at this. Holy fucking
On CNN,
shit.
Hassan accidentally
So
volunteered
long.
that the delegation obtained treasury authorization and then stayed in a designated five-star hotel. Quote, we had to get an official OFAC clearance from the Treasury Department just to go, and the American government has actually created these incredible restrictions
Are you just going to play the clip or are you reading this?
that only American citizens to stay in 4 hotels on the island. These are five-star hotels. If I don't stay in one of those hotels, I could go to prison for 10 years and have to pay a $250,000 fine. He repeats, they have to stay in what they declared as a five-star hotel, he claims on stream. The legal description is actually inverted. There is no 4-star hotel whitelist. The relevant
didn't say
instrument
that.
is a prohibition list. And the hotel the delegation used has been named in reporting as the Grand Hotel Bristol, where Piker and other participants were staying. That property is, in fact, on the government lists. It appears by name on the State Department's Cuba prohibited accommodations list as the Grand Hotel Bristol Kempinski.
Yeah, if you pay for Elon Musk's check mark, you can write a novel on Twitter. It's really stupid. I've never read one of these. I don't know how long he's going to read this for. Source, a Twitter post. This is a big source.
485 South whatever, La Habana. The list of properties where Cuban assets control regulations generally prohibit persons subjected to U.S. jurisdiction from lodging, paying for lodging, or making any
I bet they just popped this into some fucking Grok AI shit and we're like, tell me what's
reservation to lodge. It also sits on the Cuba restricted list. The ownership chain is the reason. Kempinski signed a management contract with Grupo de Turismo, Cuba's largest hotel operator, which is owned by GESA, in turn controlled by the Cuban Ministry of the Revolutionary Armed Forces. He's cooked.
I don't think he's cooked. Grok, why Hasan the Antichrist? Provide sources and don't be wrong. I mean, it sounds like the onus would be on the travel company that made these things happen. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't. All this hate eating these guys up. Yeah, I just don't think that this is reasonable. I don't think this is a reasonable thing to be upset about and to think like, oh, we got him, boys. He stayed at a hotel.
He's actually cooked. So payment for lodging at the Bristol is a direct financial transaction flowing to the Cuban military, prohibited under 31 CFR 515.210 and 515.209. This is a strict liability on the civil side, and purpose is irrelevant. The support for the Cuban people license he would invoke expressly does not cure it. 515.4574 states that license does not authorize lodging at any CPA-listed property. His own framing makes it worse, not better. He told over 1 million viewers he was required to stay there, a claim Community Note actually corrected, noting that U.S. law only prevents Americans from staying at venues owned by Cuban government or its officials. He was publicly put on notice that his stated justification was wrong contemporaneously with the trip. On his, quote, "It's devastating" stream, he described the delegation peppering people with...
Dude, listening to him do mouth noises while he reads this, holy shit.
...wads of cash for the most part, with hopes that there are little economic respite for each individual Cuban we encounter. On the collective punishment kneecap call out Donald Trump over Cuba crisis stream, he goes further and counsels his audience that you should do the same while showing awareness of the limit. You should bring hard American cash to Cuba and give it to the people of Cuba. Obviously, there are restrictions on how much cash you can bring. It is what it is. A documented series of financial transactions on the island and on-camera acknowledgement that he knew cash transfers were restricted. The is what it is a knowing disregard.
So it sounds like he transacted within the limit? So they have limits on transactions you can make? Which, by the way, I don't know. All of this sounds fucking crazy. We should not be doing this to Cuba whatsoever. This is disgusting. I have to listen to this fucking walrus breathe heavy while he's, like, getting half chub reading, "Oh, we got him, boys," for his own words being, I was inside the restrictions that I was told I had to follow.
Civil liberty needs no intent,
Liability.
but the DOJ referral requires willfulness. Hasan supplied unusually direct evidence of it. He knew of the regime that they applied, sought authorization. We had to get an OFAC clearance. I mean, he's cooked.
I don't think Jeremy understands what he's reading. He just thinks that everybody, that all the right wingers he agrees with will have knowledge of how this works. You're just acting smug because you know how to read, Jake. You're right. I'm sorry. Too bad no one wants to give Jeremy some Fent. Jesus. I think he would take the Fent. I think he would like it.
He's cooked. I mean, it's going to depend what kind of records he has. And of course, his buddy Asmongold is laughing on it.
He's fine with Trump doing this.
Alleged mortgage fraud.
And now part of that.
Oh my God.
Part of that is.
Oh my God. Senator Adam Schiff under federal criminal investigation for alleged mortgage fraud violations. Oh my God. I hope they arrest him. Oh my God. I hope he goes to prison. Oh my God. I hope he goes to prison. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, fuck yeah.
For Adam Schiff?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, this is political. Sure, I don't care. Lock him up. Lock him up. He got, dude, he literally got, I know this is fucking absolutely malicious.
Well.
I'm sorry, Asmongold's like, you shouldn't have fucked with my boy Adam Schiff. Like, huh? Like, I feel like Jeremy is just on his phone texting while Asmongold is playing. Yes, literally. Why is this fucking here, man? What?
How about that?
Jeremy's not even paying attention.
Oops.
Crazy.
Sets his phone down, pretends that he is paying attention. Oops. Oh my God, dude. Why? This video exists only for Jeremy to make some ad rev. That's every video that Jeremy has ever made.
Principles, huh?
Yeah.
I sure see that. Wow. Okay. What goes around comes around. I guess so. And how the turntables. I guess that's it, guys. And I don't know really if there's going to be anything that that happens or comes out of this, but it's just really funny for me to look at.
He didn't say anything either. These guys don't have any opinions. They don't have any fucking takes. They're just worms on the internet. They're just roaches. They're just bugs.
And, oh my God. Looks like he lost Senate support, I guess, right?
Have defend.
Well, he's going to get locked up in Guantanamo Bay, it sounds like.
Did.
Just a fucking groaner of the year award to TheQuartering. Guantanamo Bay.
It sounds
when
like
Donald
that.
Trump tried to go after Destiny, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
this
no.
is political. Sure, I don't care. Lock him up.
You're just watching it again?
I even
Oh,
defended
no.
that when Donald Trump and his administration went after Jimmy Kimmel. I defended Jimmy Kimmel. When they went after Jim Comey, I defended Jim Comey.
Not Adam Schiff, though. Fuck that guy.
Because I have fucking principles.
Oh, do you though? He is, by his
And he was pretty much joking about the Adam Schiff thing. But yeah.
own principles, in big trouble here.
And aiding and abetting financial records, his communications, his logistics, and whether he was working and aiding and abetting the Communist Party of China.
The Communist Party? How can you aid and abet the Communist Party by going to China? What the fuck? Just McCarthyism. Just shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Fascists are so fucking dumb. Ridiculous.
Of Cuba. I said China, but that isn't.
Well, we may find out that that's one and the same.
Yeah.
We may find out that Cuba and China are one and the same. Yeah, maybe. Listen to these fucking people. When the boomers are no more, we're going to have a better world. But the Gen Xers are still going to be there to hold us back a little bit.
Exactly. That's a good slip.
So I found this interesting. So a few years ago, there was the tenant company scandal where several conservative influencers were getting paid by a company that was on the back end getting paid by Russia. But even under a federal investigation, I believe under the Biden administration, they found that those influencers didn't know. They didn't know where the money was coming from, so they weren't.
We saw this kind of with.
Didn't know. Yeah. The regulation literally says, except as otherwise authorized pursuant to this part, no person subject to the U.S. So I am not sure if where he stayed was without any authorization. I also can't tell if it's even one of the prohibited lodges. I mean, I assume it's one of the allowed because he talked about going through all the channels to do it. Unless they lied and were like, yeah, go to that one. Check and see.
He's talking about tenant media.
But I don't think, irrespective of, I don't think it has a TripAdvisor page.
Criminally liable, but
I don't think he's a criminal for going to Cuba and staying at a hotel at all.
brought up this idea, this foreign agent registration necessity. Is there
Super
specific
stupid.
legislation for Cuba and kind of adversaries, or is this really just under that guise of the foreign agent registration? In other words, if Hasan Piker took any type of
We're talking about Hasan Piker a lot around these parts, all right? He is big news.
payment for the propaganda, then he has to register as a
It is a full court press from the right wing right now on Hasan.
foreign agent.
Well, that's another law, but it could apply also in the activities that Hasan Piker's been involved in, because exactly like you said, there could be that you're violating the sanctions. So that's one set of laws. And then another one is that you could be doing influence peddling for a foreign nation.
That's what I think the real thing is. He did that for China. Remember
How is that influence peddling?
when like the Chinese police were like, oh no, he saw a meme on his phone and they almost arrested him, but he still shilled for them? Like,
Shilled for them? If that's shilling for them, I Show Speed shilled, fucking Ludwig and what's his face shilled for China. That was made up. Amazing. So he's reporting on fucking literal fake news.
this is ultimately, do I think he's going to go to jail? Probably not,
Oh, he's cooked though. He's cooked.
but he could. They could make an example. They could make an example out of him, which would be interesting.
Why? Why do you think it would be good? He got asked some questions by police because he was a foreigner filming during a certain event, but it got cleared up and everything was fine. Oh, in China, yeah.
Watching him panic is definitely great. And I guess it depends how thorough the U.S. government wants to be.
Most people want to be martyrs until they're about to be martyrs.
Yeah.
And then
Free me.
And then they don't want to be.
I don't think they understand like how he talks. I think they're just like really hopeful that someone that they don't like that is very effective gets taken out because Charlie Kirk got and they feel like they need to balance the scales a little bit and like fuck it. Let's get this one. It's not going to work. I don't think this makes sense at all. I think this is going to make him a Mandela figure if you do get him. Like, huh? He's correct, and he stayed at a hotel, and that's what that you're gonna get him on staying in a hotel because you don't like his political speech. I think this is weak as shit. Immediate pardon, incredible popularity, president.
You absolutely love to see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below.
I'm chilling on all that. Like and subscribe to me instead. Okay? Fucking like and subscribe right now and tell me in the comments if you were going to give Jeremy a different name. Like if you saw this white baby come out of a womb, would you name it Jeremy or something different? What would you call him? I'll know if you got to the end of the video.